looking back, just having Loon in that lineup, how much did that help? Just the defensive rebounding and kind of give you everything you were looking for on that side.
It just has a knack to rebound, the physicality, awareness of where that ball is coming off, just a luxury to have someone that does this naturally. That's who he is. So it helped us on the board, won the board. I thought we were really, we were mature out there. We were physical. We were big. We were aggressive. Big minutes by him.
What did you think? Just kind of looking back at the last month as a whole, what did you think you guys think the biggest jump, just kind of like the month of December?
The month of December, well, I think both sides of the ball, we took jumps, obviously, moving the needle defensively, transition defense, taking care of the paint. Obviously, we've had our, the stretch of wins, we were much better, and then, we hit a little lull there, but I think we moved the needle defensively, more physicality. I'd say more of a mentality of a physical, aggressive team, a competitive team. Offensively, we've moved this thing significantly as far as pace and moving the ball and sharing it and playing in the full court, dominating the paint, winning the paint, keeping our turnovers down. Those are good things as well. And then the fourth quarter, we've had highs and lows. We're a work in progress, closing out games, fourth quarter time. We've had some success and we've had some misery too. But I think it's the misery that helps you grow and get better. There's no magic play here to get us home. But, as I step back and look at the end of game, I think we got to be better defensively too, bottom line. And we own that from last game. But I'm proud of the group, how they've grown throughout the month. There's clarity in who we're trying to become and who we are becoming. There's some clarity there. We just got to keep taking steps forward every day.
James, we heard the other day from Derek Queen about the message from Joe Dumars about anything less than 10 rebounds, something is a crime. It almost seems unfair to ask for more from him because of what he's shown so far. How distinctive is his skill set for a guy his size? And has he in any way sort of surprised you and your staff by what he's able to accomplish?
Well, rebounding is one of those things that's pretty transferable from the college game to the NBA game. I think that's something that we saw and they saw out of college that they thought would translate. I think that's been there, So I think we should ask for more. Why not? 10, why not ask for 12? Let's see where he takes it, I think challenging him on the board is always a good thing, but he has a knack to do that. I think the biggest thing is what he's done with the ball in his hands, like in the full court. His ability, our points per possession, when he has the ball off a rebound in transition has been pretty significant. I didn't see that coming. Like him leading the break, being this playmaker in transition, and off the board. The hub he has been for us this early has been significant in the half court too, just playing through him. I thought we would try it a little bit, but to play through him a full half, a full quarter, to close out a game against the Spurs, I didn't see that coming this early in his career. So just the poise he has shown, and really poise under pressure too. He's had some real pressure moments out there, and he's delivered, and not perfect, but he's delivered a lot of times. And I love the courage he plays with, that he's willing. At times it drives me a little nuts because he's a little bit too courageous and risky, but the courage to go try to make a play and to believe in himself, and that's not easy for a young guy. So a lot of bright spots there. And then the rim protection too. That's, if you're going to be the starting five, in today's NBA, you got to bring a little bit of rim protection. And we've seen some growth in that area as well.
You mentioned pressure, and even before he showed up, there was pressure on him because of the trade on draft night. And other than number one picks and maybe Bronny James, I can't think of a guy who's walked in with more pressure. He had nothing to do with the trade, and yet he was going to be measured by, I guess, whatever that pick in the year becomes. Have you had any discussions with him about not letting that get to him? Have you seen it get to him, or is he fine with sort of?
I have not
received it in a certain way.
To his credit, he has. But it shows me that he's not playing with that pressure. He's kind of staying to the integrity of who he is, the character of who he is. And I think that's what he's showing us. Like, he's competing every night. I don't get a sense anytime when he's on the floor that he's just playing with pressure on his shoulders. There's a joy and a freedom he plays with. And I think that's what makes him special, is that he's willing to take those risks and, you know, be okay with it and live with it. I don't think there's a pressure to perform to a certain pick in the draft. He's just playing the game as he sees it. And I think that's integrity, that's character. And I think he's done great in that area. So I agree with you, though. I mean, there was definitely, from the outside noise, there was a little bit of finger pointing at him, right? And to me, he's handled it extremely maturely.
Last one for me, just because I write the rookie rankings for our site, and I talked with Jeremiah earlier, and I know you wanted to lean on his speed, to sort of push the pace, and just in terms of his overall point guard game. How much is that developing? Are there certain areas that he's working on, or you have him working on, in terms of making the other guys?
Sure, he has something that you can't teach, which is speed and the ability to get downhill. That's elite right now. You could put him in a category with the top 10 guards that do this right now. He doesn't need a pick and roll. He can get at will to the paint when he wants. Then it's about decision making, right? I get down there, now what? And I think at times throughout, for young guys, most of their career, they've been able to go finish in that area against maybe a smaller, less athletic player. In the NBA, it's a different animal, So just having that discernment and poise and decision making to make the right play at the rim when he gets down there, and that's where we're growing with him. Tonight he's going to make some great plays, and hopefully we start to eliminate some of those, the ones that can go the other direction. But that comes with time. But he's very aware of it. He's an unselfish player. He makes our pace go. He starts our pace, and then now it's about decision making when he gets down there. And he's got a group of talent. Like there's a talent base around him. So you got to manage. There's a responsibility that comes with that as a point guard. And I've been fortunate to be around some of these point guards that have had that talent, right? You look at Tony Parker, he was a natural scorer when we got him. Speed, pace, and I share this with Jeremiah a lot, is Tony was a scorer at his core, great pace, high level paint player. He had to learn how to manage the Duncans, the Ginobilis, the Finleys. That was part of his game. And Pop, it took a minute for Pop to get that across to him when that's your nature. But more than anything, Jeremiah is willing to learn. He's a sponge. He's curious. If you have that type of character mentality, he will get there, and I think that's where we're headed.